Welcome back to the Authentic Human Podcast. I'm Michelle Vickers, and this is part 61 of the story of creation. I am working directly with the Creator and the universal beings who created you, created the universe, and created all of the experiences that we're having. Their goal and their mission is to bring this information, bring this history back into the hands of human beings who need it most. This is your history. This is your story. And as you hear the information, you remember. You remember the truth of who you are. Sometimes it's, a knowing. Sometimes it's a feeling. Sometimes it's an instinct that rises to the surface. And sometimes it's a revelation. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, that makes all of these other things make sense. That's what the story of creation is meant to do. It's meant to take you out of the confusion, pick you up, and put you back into a conscious state of awareness as a universal being in this universe. So let's see what they want to share with us today. So it's been a really interesting past few episodes right? We've been going a lot deeper, and we've been going into aspects of human existence that, well, most of us, it's not that we don't want to see it. It's that it's really challenging to see because it means that we have to let go of so many beliefs, right? And so this is really what we've been challenged with in the past few episodes, is looking at those beliefs and understanding and recognizing who we are as a result, right? You are, as a human, you are the manifestation, and I'm using that word very specifically. I don't use it very often, but you are the physical manifestation of your beliefs. And what they're showing me is a pyramid, ultimately. And every single brick, it's like a massive pyramid, right? Like Egyptian pyramids. But every single brick in the pyramid is a belief. So you have built your own pyramid. You've built your own identity in this world, okay? In this physical world that we are currently living in. And you've built it as a result of the control and manipulation. This is really important because it's time that you start to recognize just how incredible you are. So you took the experiences that you had through many, many lifetimes, sometimes thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands of lives, okay? And you took those experiences and you crafted them into who you are today. So you are always going to be a combination of physical representation and soul energy, right? Because the basis of who you are is soul. It can never be completely removed. That's where your instincts live. That's where your vibration and your energy live. But it's your connection to existence. It's your ability to participate in evolution. Okay. And that's the part that's really been disconnected for the last 50,000 years or so, give or take, as a result of this massive control and manipulation. Okay. So it's a whole bunch of layers. We are uncovering layer after layer and layer after layer in every one of these episodes. So I'm not going to go over all of them now. But what they want to bring to your awareness today is that you're an artist. You've crafted this persona of who you choose to be every single day. And what they want to ask you, the way they're showing me is like a water jug, right? A carafe. And they're showing me and they're asking me, is who you're being, is it filling you up or is it pouring into others to fill them up? Okay. Because this is the one big thing that humanity has to accept and has to come to, is Most of us fill our cup halfway and then we fill others. Some don't even fill theirs halfway. But ultimately, you have to be putting something in your cup to be continuously giving, right? But giving to others is actually not in service to creation, existence, and evolution. I need you to hear that. Okay. Giving to others is not in service to creation, existence, and evolution. Giving to others means that you are ignoring your higher calling, you're ignoring what you need, and you're choosing to participate in a way that allows you to justify why you're participating in that way. So basically, what that means is, okay, universally, energetically, you were created to fully participate in your existence. Even if you're a parent, a sibling, a spouse, even if you have a job and you work for someone else and they pay you money, you are meant to fill yourself first. If you work for an organization that does not demand you fill yourself up first, they don't get it. Because if you're not full, you can't give to them. You got nothing. If you run an organization and you're not demanding that your staff fill themselves up first, you got it backwards. If you're in a relationship and you're not filling yourself first, the relationship will not be working. Same thing with parenting, same thing with being a child of a parent. Here's the reality, okay? It's funny because we've been taught that if you serve yourself first, you're what? Selfish, right? And nobody wants to feel selfish. And those who do understand it and do get it and serve themselves first, they're called selfish every single day. In fact, how many times have you seen someone do something and you think, wow, that's selfish? Okay. Now you're starting to get it. Now you're starting to feel that feeling there, that reaction in you that recognizes the level of judgment on someone else for being who they're meant to be or doing whatever it is, even if they're not doing what they're meant to be doing. This level of recognition is where we need to be right now. It's where humanity is going to find the truth and the power and the potential to move forward. Okay? They're showing me a quote that we talked about on Monday in my origin training. And, what they're saying is right now, we're not waiting for humanity to wake up, for enough people to wake up. We're waiting for everyone to create the future. That's where we are. That's where we are as a human race. You can't create the future if you're still not following who you're meant to be, if you're still not following your instincts and participating. Sure, you have young kids, you have to do things for them, but are you doing it in a way that serves them or you? Or the bigger picture for who you are? Because here's the thing, most of us have a really warped sense, and I say that warped in the sense of it's been manipulated, right? You've been brainwashed into believing how you need to be in the world and what you need to be doing for other people. This is really, really simple. And we've been talking about this in the last 5, 6 episodes, this whole concept of being brainwashed. But it's your job as a human being to recognize where you've been impacted, where you've been affected. Because if you don't get it and clear it out, you're not creating a future free of this. You're creating a future based on the manipulation still. So, what does this look like and what does this mean? It means you need to embody the energy of respect first, right? This is the year. 2025 is the year of self respect. That means literally being able to recognize who you are. Why is that so important? Because when you can do that for yourself, you can also gift it to every other human on the planet. You can't recognize who other people are if you don't know who you are first. It's impossible. Let me reiterate that. It's impossible for you to know who someone else is if you don't know who you are. So the amount that you know yourself is the exact amount that you can know other people. Okay. So if you're not wanting to look at your relationship with yourself, your relationship with how you be in the world, then that's an indication that you're choosing not to participate in moving forward. And what I mean by moving forward is creating the new world. That's what we're doing right now, right? This is what 2025 is all about. It's creating a new world. What does that look like? And what does that mean? It means you have to honor the parts that you've brought with you that don't fit anymore, the beliefs that block you or that block other people in your life from reaching their potential. Okay? Because if you have any jealousy or any judgment in you, right? And you're using maybe words or energy to block others from reaching their potential, it means you're also blocking yourself. Here's the truth. Because that's the scarcity mindset. That's the scarcity mindset they've been talking about, right? It's that fear of, oh, someone else may get there before I do, so I'm going to say something. Really, in your head, you're thinking this is constructive, this is helping them. But is it really? Is it what they actually need to hear? We're at this place in our evolution as human existence and humankind where we need to take accountability. We need to take a good look at the truth of who we're being. And it's really tricky because you have trained your mind to believe it is doing good in this world. It is doing good for you. And this is where, you know, if you've been in my community for at any time at all, you understand, you know, I always talk about this persona that we have. We have three different parts of ourselves, right? We have the person that we want to be, the person we think we are, and the person that we're actually being. Three very, very different experiences. And what 2025 is doing, okay? What's really happening in the big picture of this whole world is all three of those are coming together. So you are the one and only you, no matter what the experience, no matter when you're having it, and no matter what's going on, right? So if you imagine right now, if you were in a room with every single human you know, and we've talked about this before, are you going to be comfortable? Every single human you know. Can you be you and have all the conversations you want to have with every single human you know? From the people you work with, the people you live with, the people in your community, the people where you do your groceries. All of those people, imagine that they're all in one room and they're there to listen to you. Are you going to be able to share from your heart and be who you are? Or do you say certain things to certain people or only certain things? Here's the other part that they're asking. Who in your life gets to see the real you? All of you, not just the little bits you want them to see. Who sees all of you? Because chances are very, very good that you don't even get to see all of you. Why? Because you're scared to let you out of the bag. You're scared. It's going to be too much for some people. You're going to be judged over here. You're going to be ostracized over there. You're going to be uncomfortable, or you're going to make someone else uncomfortable. We live in a world where judgment is the foremost currency. Judgment. It's used more than any other currency in existence. And what they want you to start to pay attention to is how often you use that currency. Do you use it with your friends, with your family, with yourself, with your home, with your journey, your spiritual journey, with your career, with your family? What is it in you that wants to continue participating in judgment? That's the question. What does judgment give you? Because you don't do anything for no reason. You're smart. In fact, you're brilliant. And so when you participate in judgment, it's a way of covering up or hiding how you truly feel. And oftentimes you're hiding it from yourself. So it's easier to judge someone else for their behaviors and their attitudes. You see, on a universal level, there's no such thing as judgment. Judgment doesn't actually exist, right? It's actually back into the origins of human existence where judgment was created, right? The whole concept of heaven and hell, first and foremost. And it laid the groundwork for the most active assault in human existence to date. The greatest crime against humanity was the creation of judgment. And yet you choose to carry and utilize that creation every single day. You can, but it's not yours. It's not in alignment with who you are. You were not created to hold the space of judgment. It takes immense amounts of physical energy to utilize judgment in any way, even if you're just thinking about it. It takes immense amounts. Judgment isn't going to bring you truth. That's why most people use it, right? So many people use it because they want to get to the truth. Judgment doesn't get you there. Truth is already in existence. It doesn't need another tool to get you there. Judgment is the tool we use when we don't want to accept that we have work to do. When we don't want to accept that there is truth to be seen and we don't want to see it. We've decided we're not ready. I'm here to tell you that if you're meant to see something, It's going to happen. The longer you fight against it, the more you fight against it by using judgment, right? Judgment is, oh, I'm not ready. Oh, how is this happening? Oh, I don't think that person's ready. We use judgment in every single thing. Everything. You see someone walking down the street, you're like, oh, I really love that jacket, but not that color. It's judgment. Just walk down the street and see the jacket. That's it. Look at the person wearing it. Look at the fact that they chose that experience and enjoy the vibration that they're putting out as a result. The challenge with judgment is it paralyzes us into static behaviors. So you think you're moving forward, but you're not. You're in the exact same place. And you're using just judgment to justify why you're staying in the exact same place. And this is where we need to change. We need to be better. It's not hard, but it certainly takes effort. It means that life has to change. It means that your currency, right? So right now, think about it this way, okay? Judgment is the foremost exchanged currency on the planet, okay? So that means what you're exchanging, okay, is the representation of who you are. So you're attracting other humans who use that same vibration. More judgment, you're going to attract people who use more judgment. What I want you to do and what they're showing me is decide who you want to be. Use one of the 9 fundamental energies, okay? So we've got love, joy, truth, purity, respect, compassion, balance, movement, and illumination. Pick one. One of those that you want to be seen as. And your job for the entire week is to walk around using that energy as your currency. All of those energies are very, very different than the mental human attachment, right? Love has nothing to do with romance. It has everything to do with our connection to ourselves and the universe itself. If you want a greater, more in-depth understanding and meaning, I highly suggest Believe. And, they're all in there. They're all detailed. If you want to go deeper, there is a program. It's called the Elevate Experience. And it's incredible. But here's the point. Your job, okay, your role in creating this future that we are literally working towards right now, your role is to decide who you're going to be. So if you're out there, right, and your currency is judgment, that's what you're passing around right now. That's exactly what you're receiving back, guys. You can't give out judgment and expect love and respect to come back. It doesn't work that way. So you need to pick one. Ultimately, the best example and the best experience ever would be pick one a week for the next 9 weeks and be that energy, just that one energy for the whole week. And then what will happen is you will strengthen your ability to do it. And you'll be able to become all 9 at once. It's going to be tricky, 100%, because judgment's going to want to sneak right back in there, even though your brain is like, okay, love. And that's when you read the chapter on love again and you remind yourself, okay, what is love? Okay, perfect. So I highly suggest if you are going to pick one for the whole week, read that chapter in the morning and at night. Don't worry, it's only like 3 or 4 pages. It's not huge. But this is a commitment on a whole different level, okay? So 3 or 4 pages, it's really not that big of a deal. If you can't make room for that much time, then this new world isn't going to work. That's really what it comes down to. We as humans, as human beings, as humanity, we need to put in the exact effort that is necessary to create this new world. And if our effort is reflective of judgment and justification of why we're not able to do things, that's what this new world is going to feel like. It's not going to happen. We're not going to get there. We're going to stay here, stuck in our stuff. So you're tasked with creating this new world. Your job is to figure out how you want it to feel, which means you have to get out from underneath all of the negativity, all of the heaviness, all the weighted judgment that this world uses as its common currency. Why do you think judgment is used the most? Because it makes sure you stay who you are and you don't change. That's exactly why they infiltrated it. And it's why literally humanity is infested with judgment. It's the greatest corruption of all time because it makes you believe you can't do it. Nobody else is going to help you. That's what it makes you believe. But none of that's true. But it is if you keep focusing on judgment. Okay? So pick an energy. Pick one. Love, purity, joy, truth, respect, compassion. And your job is to connect with the universal aspect of that energy, not your mental, not what it says in the dictionary, the actual universal expression of that energy. And then your job is to become that energy. That's it. It's not hard. It's when you're having a conversation with someone and you start to become emotionally reactive, your job is to then go, what would truth do? Take yourself out of the equation. Take those emotions that you identify as yourself, take them out because they're not really you. Truth is who you are because all of those 9 energies are in you. They're a part of who you are. You were created as a fundamental universal being with full access, but your foundation is based on those 9. They're what ensure your success in this universe. They should be your best friends. And the most intimate relationships you have should be with love and respect and purity and joy and compassion and truth, all of them. Why? Because then you know who you are. You understand what it means to be a soul. You understand that you have energy and awareness that you can use to power the life that you want, the power to create that life. Because that's what we're doing. And we've spent tens of thousands of years using our energy against ourselves, creating worlds where we feel we're imprisoned by fear and judgment. If that's going to change, you have to change it. And like they said, we're not waiting for humanity to wake up. We're waiting for humanity to create the new world. It's the only way we're going to step into it. Let me know how it's going. Let me know what energy you're going to choose this week, and then come back. And next week, let me know what you're going to do next week. I want to know. I can help if you let me know. And sometimes the biggest help is just being able to create a space where you can share what it is you're choosing to see. Judgment-free. Judgment-free space, my friends. And if there are other people who are here and they come to judge, so what? That's on them. That's their choice, that's the future they're creating. You don't have to be there with them. You don't have to. This isn't about rising above. This is understanding and recognizing that you are separating yourself from the world that we've lived in because you are choosing to consciously participate in creating the new world. It's that simple. And yet, it's that significant. Everything you do counts, and everything you do matters. It matters to human existence. But more than anything, it matters to who you are as a soul, why you were created, and what you're here to do right now. So let's explore it together, because it's way more fun when we do it together. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.
If you were to ask anybody before this session, this discussion today, what is life built on? We would never say a fundamental is judgment.
Right.
Or I certainly wouldn't have.
No. It's shocking, right? It's shocking to go, uh-oh.
I felt nauseous twice during your talk today.
Yeah.
Like it's just like.
We're, even when they were talking about organizations, right? And how they treat their team. Do they serve them first, right? And no, usually it's a focus on what you're going to give to the organization always, right? It's what we're paying you. You better be giving us something. So the exchange is based on judgment. You're coming into this role. Tell us what you're going to do for us, and we're going to judge you to see if you're right for that role. And then we're going to judge you every single day and every single week. And we're going to judge whether what you gave was equal to the money that we're giving you, right? When love the suggestion to take one fundamental a week and become it. Yeah, hopefully focusing on the positive will help us transcend the judgment. Because if we stop judging ourselves, we can more easily let everyone else be themselves. 100%. If you're judging yourself, you're judging others. It's just the way it is. Who you be is across every aspect of your life. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this conversation and want to learn more, head on over to michellevickers.com. Join our mailing list to receive new episodes right to your inbox, or apply to be a guest on the show. If this episode made you think of someone while you were listening, forward the link onto that person with a little note about why it made you think of them, because the greatest gift you can give another human is to see the beauty and purity of who they truly are. Until next time, stay curious.